Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever time of day it may be for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Laidback Gamer, and it looks like we got a new card today. Very nice. So, apologies about not having anything ready for the over the weekends. I did have a few videos that I had made. Well, a few just short episodes, and I realized that by few I mean three, and out of the three of them, each one of them had something that I really didn't like. The first one, I was really, I guess sad would be a good word for it, because I tried to pull off this really good combo, only to realize that when I read the card, I had read it slightly wrong, and I'll show you what I mean when we play around. Well, I'm gonna be making two videos for today. This one, and then another one. So the next one, we're going to be playing around, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to be trying to do. This one's obviously going to be covering the Renegade Magister. And the second one had no voice to it, because apparently I'd turned my microphone off on my laptop, and that, for some reason, affected it. And the third one, well, let's just say that by that point I was kind of a little angry and sort of sad that A, my combo didn't work out the way I thought it was going to, and B, I just finished recording a video that had no voice in it, so I was a little quick to anger, and for that reason I didn't want to upload it. I only want to upload, unless I'm doing a live stream, like just positive, well, I guess as positive as I can be, videos where I'm not upset with. Anyways, I'm yammering on. Let's go ahead and read this article here. So it's a new year, starting off with the new Dark Elf, Renegade Magister, 5 mana, Dark Elf, Intelligence, 5/5. Thank you for that. After a friendly action damages an enemy creature, Renegade Magister deals that much damage to that creature. So it's somewhat similar to, well, I'll show some similarities, and this time I'm actually going to have the card, at least try to pull up the card as often as I can. But there, I can point out some similarities in a minute. So first thing that stands out is the 5/5 stats. Not really. That doesn't really stand out to me. The art's pretty nice. Can't wait to see that as a premium. The effect is, well, I'll review that. I'll get to that in a bit. Yes, it is a pretty powerful creature. Renegade Magister has more than just strong stats. Yes, pretty good with, very, very good with actions, as you can see. Yeah. Well, probably, and the nice thing that and they're really they're doubling down on this is sort of here. Yes, you can play Magister on turn 5, ensure it survives a turn, and then set it up for turn 6 combo. But you've essentially used 2 turns, and while yes, it does 6 damage to everything, the chances of your opponent, the only scenario where this survives after that is in an aggressive deck, or perhaps maybe a conscription deck. But even then, as soon as you see the Renegade Wizard, either they might be bluffing, or you know that they're going to be playing Ice Storm next. So obviously you might try to, instead of set up some more creatures, since you know yours are going to die, maybe you might try to get rid of Renegade Magister. Buff up your creatures so that maybe they're above 7 health or above, or you set up some supports, play some action, and draw some cards, get your hand ready for the next round, because the chances of them having a second Ice Storm on the back of it, not really that high. So while yes, 6 damage is impressive, if you're playing this on 5 against an aggressive deck, unless unless they have no idea that this card exists, which for some people, yes, that's the case, and I do recognize that, they're going to see this coming from a mile away. So obviously the answer to that is to get it out on, hey, play it all in one turn. But by turn 11 against an aggressive deck, you're dead. Best case, even in the best case scenario where you manage to get somehow 3 Argonian, or not Argonian, mage recruits, discount your Ice Storm, you hit Renegade Magister afterwards. And did I mention that this is probably very, very, very rare scenario? Yeah, I think I've made my point. So for that sort of damage, for board wipes, I don't really agree with it. I don't think it's good. However, in the previous example, yes, I do think that hit a Firebolt with Renegade Magister, on the other hand, is a really good thing. It's essentially, you pay 6, you get a 5/5, and you get 4 damage. So get a Lightning Bolt and a 5/5 out of that. Only really thing that you could get around, that you could really have for that in another deck is Siege Catapult with Lightning Bolt, but Siege Catapult can't attack that turn. Or it doesn't come into play that turn. The effect comes into play and it works out. So I don't agree with the Ice Storm being as viable as I think it is, unless it completely catches your opponent off guard. This against a conscription deck, absolutely this would work out well. Against your standard aggro deck, I don't think this would work out, that combo that they mentioned. But that doesn't mean that I'm bashing the card. I'm just bashing what they said there. Yes, it is more damage than Odahviing can deal out, but let's be real here. It still falls prey to ward. Anything with high health, you're only getting 2 damage extra, and depending on how many things you can hit, is it really that worth it? And you're getting half the stats of Odahviing. That being said, however, I like the card. I think it's a really good way to amplify your damage dealing actions, and possibly also can combo out pretty decently with the Destruction Tutor. You play Destruction Tutor turn 5, turn 6 you play Renegade Magister, and now I'd have to check the effect of Destruction Tutor. I don't remember it at all. I just remember that it's a card. I don't remember how much it discounts those spells by, but it will discount them. And essentially you can have some free Firebolts or discounted Burning Touches, Crushing Blows, you name it. So for what it can do, I think it's pretty good. Is it viable? I think it could find its way into some singleton decks as some extra control. A card that I could see being used with this is Firestorm, because it's slightly cheaper. If you manage to get an Argonian recruit out, you can not Argonian recruit, mage's recruit. Turn 7 or turn 6 with the ring, you could play Renegade Magister in one lane and completely nuke another lane. On a large portion of aggro decks, it should clear them out at the very least. And as long as you're keeping up on your control, you're making sure that your opponent has low health or no creatures, yeah, I think this is a pretty good card. I wouldn't really warrant playing it on turn 5 and then hoping that it survives to turn 6. There are cases that it will do that, but it's not something to bet on. Anyways, overall, I think it's a good card. Whether or not it sees play, that's up for debate. But we're just going to quickly hop into here. Oh, looks like we got a maintenance coming up. It's the first time I'm logging in today. And let's quickly head off to the collection here. And alright, let's just quickly look up Destruction Tutor. And it would go really well in a deck with Leandra Hexmage, because you're playing actions on the back of it. However, with this many 5 costs, it's not that great. Okay, so it is 2 less. So if we just go ahead and pull up our Renegade Magister. So you hit turn 5, you play, or turn 4 with Ring, you play Destruction Tutor, and then turn 6 or turn, well, actually, or turn 5 if you had the Ring, you could play Destruction Magister, Renegade Magister, and your fire bolts will cost nothing. A couple of the spells that hit actions that might cost nothing, that'd be pretty good. To play Plunder, yeah, you get free weapons out of that. We're looking, actually, it only works on damage dealing ones, so never mind on the Plunder. If you are Argonian Recruit, you could play some four costs. Yes, it's the one I wanted to say. No, there actually is not a 2-cost damage spell here. But I think the likely deck you'd play this in is probably either a mage deck. I am trying to find some examples. So Firebolt, obvious one there. If you manage to have Manic Mutation because you got Manic Jack, you get that for free, I guess. Again, it's not quite what I had in mind. Rapid Shot, would it go down if you were playing a Battle Mage? I think it would affect Drain Vitality if you decided to go Assassin. And if you went Sorcerer, it doesn't. Oh, it does affect Negation, affect Archer's. Actually, you don't play. Well, unless you're playing Dagoth, it would affect Archer's Gambit. But okay, I sort of take that back. You don't really want to use this with 2 costs with the structure. You almost want to use it on 3s or 4s, really, because at 3 and 4 you get the value. Ultimate Dragon Knight. I think they're trying to push out more of an action-based mage. I am going to try it out when it comes out. But the other card I was trying to compare it to, some of you might already know where I was going with this, is Dress Tormentor. So Dress Tormentor, for those who might not know, let's just get this guy pulled up beside it. When an enemy becomes shackled, deal 3 damage to it. Sort of similar. Dress Tormentor doesn't see that much play, however, because, well, obviously, you're not going to be shackling too much. Renegade Mage, on the other hand, might see more play because you have actions. However, the key thing here is that both of these guys, not both. Let me rephrase that. The similarity between the two of them is that they both have to target a enemy creature. And while shackling has no problem with that, Renegade Mage, it might be a bit of an issue or a good thing if you played in a mage deck and you wanted to really rush down your opponent. Well, you can't do that with Renegade I keep saying mage, I think. Renegade Magister. Whereas, on the other hand, if, say, you're trying to control the board and need a little more bang for your actions, Renegade Magister will give you that. It would also combo out decently with, where is it? A card that we never see, Speaker Tyrannus, which still doesn't see that much play, unfortunately. Ultimate Dragon Knight, obviously, it combos out with. Let's see here. Do I have just a standard mate? I do. Where is it? Okay, right here. So it does have quite a few different combo potentials that could come with it. I just don't know if it's going to be that great of a card, really, now that I think about it. It would definitely need to combo out on its own. It's not that great, but if you manage to get, like, obviously on its own without the effect, it's bad, but you get some actions mixed in there. Could you imagine a 20 damage? Oh, I did forget about one other card, and that's Onkano. Yes, I know, okay. I did forget about Onkano, where your actions have breakthroughs. I wonder how that would work. Would the how would this work? So Onkano gives your actions all breakthroughs, yes. And after a friendly I'm assuming this happens after, so the creature will die. But say they didn't die. How crazy would that effect be? Combine it with, so you have essentially just a ultimate I'm going to kill you combo of Fire Breath, maxed out Fire Breath, so deal 10 damage to a creature. You got Onkano on the field, who gives your actions Breakthrough. And then you have this guy, which would which essentially doubles all damage to an enemy creature. I'm assuming the after part just means after your action has taken place. I don't know if that part comes in between. If creature reaches 0 health, remove it from the board. If it comes before that or after, but if it comes before, that's some crazy combo potential there for essentially just nuking your opponent for a ridiculous amount of damage. I mean, seriously, that would be... You got 20 damage off of 3 cards. Sure, it costs 16 magicka, but a lot of mage decks will be playing on Kano standardly. Then you tuck in this, your opponent, say, plays, I don't know, since I'm looking at her, Laneth. Or actually, let's just go ahead and go different case scenario. They're playing, say, Wilds Incarnate, and you Fire Breath them, and the damage from Renegade Magister applies before the creature dies, so it deals another 10 damage to it, and because it's already dead, you're getting 10 damage directly on your opponent, plus the 4 from... Yeah, so... That's interesting. I forgot about Onkano's interaction with action, so... This card could possibly set up some one-turn kill effects if the coding of this game has this activate after or before a creature dies. I don't know if I don't remember off the top of my head if cards that have the after effect activate whenever something is removed from the field. Let's just type in keyword after. So after you play an action, I'm pretty sure this one triggers after. And same with speaker after everything's been dealt with and it's the very last step. So thankfully there's no sudden, like, I'm going to deal 20 damage to a weak creature and you're going to receive the majority of that. 99% sure that's not going to happen. So I kind of had to confirm that for myself and a bit of theory crafting. And also I'm dragging this video on a little bit. So here I will say thank you everybody for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you really enjoyed. Don't forget to share this video or any of my other videos to anybody who you think will enjoy my content. And, well, I'm going to edit this down, make a nice thumbnail for this. Send it into the realm of uploading, and I'll bring you what just exactly I was trying to do with that very first deck in the list. You might figure it out what I mean by that, but until next time, well, really, in a few minutes, until then, take it easy.